90.1 WECS, something different. Deja vu. This is Marky Ramone here in the studio. And I'm back with special guest Jennifer Hill. Hello, Jennifer.
Hello, Mark. How are you?
Oh, great, Jennifer. And we've got, of course, we got our sidekick, Bob.
Yes.
Yay.
Oh, you know what? And I still haven't turned on this. I always forget something. Bob, your job is to make sure I turn on the recorder.
All right.
But seriously, welcome back, Jennifer. Anybody who's tuning in recently and not familiar with the show back in the day, Jennifer Hill has been here several times, and there's a car driving on the sidewalk. Oh, my God. Sorry, I get distracted easily. Squirrel. No. Jennifer Hill has been here many times promoting an event that you put on. Amazing event to support women artists now, SWAN Day CT. And we've had so much fun over the years in bringing down all the swans that you've had featured on your festival and in your event. And now you're back here on your own because you've put out your first. Is this your first solo album?
Well, I mean, no, because there's so many things that I already have out. But this is the first full length, I guess I would say.
Okay. All right.
I mean, we put out with Jennifer Hill and Company, we put out 15-minute long sentence, and that was supposed to be full length, but due to craziness at the label, it turned into it was 6 songs.
Yeah.
6 songs. Yeah, 6-song EP. Which is interesting though, because talking yesterday with my producer, we were talking about how vinyl runs, and it's only 22 minutes per side.
Okay.
So if I really wanted to think about it, that would be an album because it was 45 minutes long at least. So
Good enough.
But for a while I feel like things were evolving and changing with music. So it went from us doing our first CD to nobody wanting a full CD. It was like, get this single out, let's promote this single, let's move on to the next thing. And it kind of became like that for like a decade. So I finally said, you know what? I have all these songs that actually don't deserve to just be singles. They need to tell the story of what they're doing. So let's put this all together and let's get this album.
And you've got the album Love Bomb.
Yes.
Which is amazing. I listened to it over and over. I love what you did with Made of Candy.
Thank you.
It's a totally different song when I listen to it now.
Yeah.
Amazing. We can talk more about that later. Let's get everybody a taste of your music, and then we'll come back and chat some more.
Sounds
So
good.
we're going to start with Waiting for You.
We're going to start with No Can't Say.
Oh, Can't Say.
Yes, number 6.
Oh, whoops. Yeah, that's what I have. Okay,
Yep.
number 6. I can't count either. Here's Can't Say by Jennifer Hill here at 90.1 WECS.
Hi, this is Paul and Diane with Acousticool, one-of-a-kind live music in Bristol, Connecticut.
And you're listening to Something Different with Mark E. Ramone.
But it's cool, and we're cool, and everything's cool.
90.1 WECS, something different. Alrighty, that was Can't Say. I can't say. I'm sorry. I just can't say.
Say it's okay.
Jennifer Hill, amazing song on your new album, Love Bomb. Can you tell me a little bit about Can't Say?
So Can't Say is, I wrote that song probably, my daughter's 22, so I wrote that song about 15, 16 years ago. No, more than that, 18 years ago. And I had all these ideas for it. Bob played it before with me, in different scenarios with Jennifer Hill and Company. And The song is just one of those songs about like you can't take this anymore. Like you can't take the stuff that's going on. Like, you know, did you think it would just up and change? Would I still be here crying in shame? And then I say, would the night turn bright into a flame? Will it blow up in my face? And I was really like writing it about being gaslit, but like nobody was using that term yet of gaslighting. And I find it interesting how I talk about literally like the explosion of the feelings of what's going on. And that was a song that I used to love to sing, but when I was in that relationship with the person I wrote the song about, it would cause a lot of problems. So like I would be playing the song and I would, you know, watch the door slam and then later on deal with a whole night of someone, you know, being mean to me. Or an interesting sneaky one was getting rid of my cables. Like I would suddenly have like a missing piano cable or something going on.
Boy.
Like
Drama.
that. Yeah. So it's kind of like the story of, you know, something that you thought was good and then you literally had to destroy it so that you could like save yourself. But I always wanted to do it with horns. Like it never felt the way that I wanted it to go. You know, like I knew I wanted the piano. I knew I wanted it to be sultry, and in your face at the same time, sultry and also like F off at the same time.
That's a perfect way to put that. Yeah.
You know, but Bill Holloman came into the studio and brought like 6 suitcases of horns and did his magic. And it just became what it is. Some stand-up bass on it as well.
Oh, wow.
So is that one? Yeah. Or did
Yeah,
you play?
oh, yeah.
Did
No,
you play
no.
that one stand-up? Yeah.
Yeah, and then also, I mean, that song used to be a lot faster. It was definitely a more upbeat song, and, you know, we brought it down into that kind of vibe thing.
Yeah.
So
We changed it up quite a
we
lot.
changed it up, yeah.
But I feel like it finally is what I wanted it to be.
Good.
So, and it's probably one of my favorite on the album.
Can you tell me a little bit about the title, Love Bomb?
Yep.
Is there kind of like a not a theme or a concept to this album? Are many of these songs about toxicity and or stuff like that?
Yes. I mean, it's about love bomb, right? So a love bomb is when someone's giving you a whole bunch of attention and love in the beginning so that they can kind of manipulate, you know, what you're doing and manipulate you in life. So while those things were going on to me, of course, as a writer, where am I going to get this out? I'm going to write a song about it. So over the years, I had written these songs, and for some reason, whenever it was about something like that, it was always very like soulful and coming out of like more of a blues sort of feeling for myself, which I guess makes sense, right? Singing the blues about the stuff that hurts you. And so I just kind of went through 25 years of songs, hundreds of songs, because I have tons of songs I haven't like recorded yet, and found all of them that go through this. And so it goes from the beginning of like, you know, the beginning of being in this all the way to the end where, you know, I talk about I can do everything by myself, so I don't really need to deal with that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so the love bomb is a reoccurring theme also in my life because I had to learn about that in order to heal myself. So in therapy, you learn about love bombing and to stay away from it. And it's really hard in this industry because almost everybody you meet love bombs you, you know, like
To a certain extent, yeah.
yeah, like you have a new album out, like you don't know where things are coming from. So like if you have that in your everyday life and then your profession is like full of it, it makes it really hard as a person to like, you know, even have boundaries or like, you know, really know what's going on with yourself. So I know that that's a theme for a lot of people. And I feel like that's what this whole thing's about.
Wow. Amazing stuff you've got here. I want to play some more music because I love this whole album. What should we play next?
Well, I'm curious. What's one of your favorites?
Definitely Made of Candy. I mean, before I listened to this recent version, I was really onto Gemma Star.
Yeah.
Now, I remember you were excited about the intro with the trains.
Yes.
You want to tell me a little bit about that?
So Gemma Star has like a whole bunch of different meanings behind it. So this is one of those songs that is a bit autobiographical, but not the same as some of the other ones, because it has a bunch of different elements in it. So I used to live in southwestern Colorado in Durango, and that place is very close to my heart and one of the places where I felt the most safe in my life. So when I think of that place, I think of sunshine, I think of, different things, but it's a very southwestern atmosphere. So, there's desert, there's, someone gives you directions. They're like, well, go down to the dirt road and take a right at the dog that's chained to the tree. And, and so that's kind of where the intro comes from, the river's low and the valley's high. Under the stars, I can feel the sky. It's where I am there on a country road is a dirt-drenched sign with a ragged dog out to steal your life. Because then we go into the fact of a woman who's been through a lot of stuff in her life, a lot of pain, but somehow, just like the things in the desert, she keeps going. So for me, some of that had to do with my obsession with Sons of Anarchy and Gemma, which is why I gave it the name Gemma Star, because Gemma was such a central character, and I wanted her to be good, but she was really bad. But you thought she was coming from a good place where that badness was coming from. Yep. And in the end, she was really the last one to survive, certain things. So this song is about that. And it's like, oh, mother, mother me, your mother smothered me, has to do with like your generational things that you deal with, right? So if your family was quiet about certain things, then you're expected to be quiet about certain things. And then we never resolve anything. So Gemma Star kind of has all of that mixed in there, along with some amazing guitar from June Millington.
The June Millington?
The June Millington of Fanny, who we've been wanting to do a song together forever. And she showed me some new songs from her new album that, well, it's not so new anymore. It came out like after COVID. And some of the stuff was so like sultry and sexy, but then also like mean and skanky. And I was like, can we like put some of this into this song? Like, this is the story. This is what this is all about. And so she listened to it, and I went to her house. I'm trying to think of when we started recording, probably like maybe like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And we didn't get done until I think midnight. And then from there we had dinner, and then we stayed up talking until about 2 a.m. till I was like, I have to drive home because June will keep you up all night. And we just got this amazing guitar off of it, and it was just like, yes, yes, yes. So between that and then the backing vocals, who is she goes by The Stout, and she's really well known in the gospel community. She sings at the Apollo. She came in knowing just what I wanted. I knew I wanted some ooh and some ah, but I knew I didn't want it to be myself because I wanted it to be more like, breaking open heaven sort of thing, like listen to us. So I don't know. I just feel like between the three of us women, we made this song rock.
Awesome. Well, let's hear it. Here's Gemma Star by Jennifer Hill.
Hi, this is Paul and Diane with Acousticool, one-of-a-kind live music in Bristol, Connecticut.
And you're listening to Something Different with Mark E. Ramone.
But it's cool, and we're cool, everything's cool.
This is Jennifer Hill from Murderous Chanteuse, and you're listening to Something Different with Mark E. Ramone.
Oh, man, we're going back in time with that one.
That was a long time ago.
Bob.
Even my voice.
I'm very unreliable, man. Sorry.
But you're a good drummer.
Hey, thanks. I appreciate that.
He's reliable on the drums.
Is Bob, are you on this album?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm playing drums on everything, I think, except for one track.
Yeah.
Guitar. Played some guitar. And
Bass.
some bass.
Oh, cool.
And cowbell, because everybody needs more cowbell.
And then I had it turned down.
Story of my life.
because it was way too loud cowbell.
Oh man.
That's
come
in the beginning
on.
of Civilized. It was just giving me too much like Blue Oyster Cult, and I was like, I can't.
And you started cracking up, and you couldn't.
Then
Y'all
Will
have to
Ferrell
listen to
came in, and everything just went to shit.
Oh, 90.1 WECS. I've got Jennifer Hill here and Bob, and we're having a wonderful time talking about Jennifer's new album, Love Bomb. I don't know why I'm showing it. I don't have a camera.
Ooh, that's
Love
nice.
There's a camera.
Can I see?
So who designed the artwork here?
Kalmajit is one of my friends from Durango, and she owns Lotus House Designs, and I just talked to her about my concept, and we talked about, hearts that are broken and how they're mended together, and also the whole concept of China when it's broken and how you mend it back together and it becomes stronger. So it's got all of my history in there. There's even a bullet wound in the heart. So she kind of took what my concept was of my album and of what I because I had the idea, I knew I wanted some sort of almost anatomical heart, but not really. And she figured out, how to make the love bomb.
I really love it. I love the artwork. And the way you're describing it, I think it's probably exactly the way you were talking about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
she did a great job. I mean, that's why it's just one of those things. Like, some of this is an homage to a different life that I had. And with the train, the Durango Silverton train in the background, and having my friend from out there, really care about my music and really want to help me put that together. This album also helped me create new friendships, which is really cool.
Awesome. I was every once in a while. I don't go on Facebook that much, but every once in a while, it seems like you're one of the only people that are in my feed or whatever they call that thing. And I saw that you were out in Colorado, and I could tell that it was important to you. I was wondering what your connection to Colorado was, and now you've explained it, so that's cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, I went to Hart School of Music here. I went here for musical theater. But I had gone to Hart School since I was 14, so it felt to me like I really hadn't left, and my mom was working in West Hartford, and she kept showing up at my college because I worked at the information desk. So I was like, anybody could find me at any time. I was just in the middle of Hart. So I went on spring break to visit some of my friends in this little town in Durango, Colorado, in the middle of the San Juan Mountains. And actually, before I even came home, my parents didn't even know. I went to the registrar and said, hey, can I switch my scholarship? Can I move here? And so the only difference was I had to study opera. So I went from, I got a different education out there. Ended up being able to sing with people like Dave Brubeck and Count Basie Orchestra and stuff like that. So by going out there, it was also me learning a different part of myself musically. And I believe that's why I'm such a good voice coach and vocal teacher, is from going out there. Mm-hmm. So it's like another chapter of my musical life, because my friends are all musicians out there as well, because we went to school together, just like here.
Yep.
So it's kind of, I went out there and I performed the album first out there. So because of the train, I wanted to unveil it. And so last January, I went out there and played during their Snowdown Festival. And then I went out this summer and to a packed house, played an awesome show out there again. So I really enjoy playing out there.
Awesome. So, do you have any performances coming up here on the East Coast?
Yes, we do. Actually, next Saturday at the Lost Language Brewing Company. That's on Park Street or Park Road.
Park Street.
Park Street. And so it starts at 6:00, and it's also a pop-up vintage albums. So if you're into vinyl, there's probably going to be more stuff there too, because I know that the guy that's in the other band is really into thrifting and antiques like myself. So I'm definitely going to bring some cool stuff down. And it's also their Rocktoberfest. So I'm assuming great specials on their beers, which I hear have really cool names. And stuff like that. And it's outdoors, and that area over there is just really fun. Like there's a nice big parking lot right across the street. You know,
Yes.
it's not hard to get to.
I've been there many times in that Parkville area. Very.
The Slick
Up and
Tones
coming
are going to be
place.
playing. Yeah.
Who?
The Slick Tones.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yes, Chris Indigo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We were talking about that earlier. Okay. Yeah. And I've played the Slick Tones on the New Music Alliance Radio Hour, which is coming up in just about as soon as my watch starts working. And I can't. Oh my
It's
goodness!
3:39.
It's 3:39. In 20 minutes, you're going to hear the New Music Alliance Radio Hour. This week is going to be an amazing show. I'm not going to waste my time telling you about it because I want to keep talking with Jennifer. But stay tuned to the New Music Alliance Radio Hour coming up at 4 o'clock today here at WECS. And I mentioned New Music Alliance because that was the first time I ever heard about June Millington. And we just talked about her briefly. She was on, did the guitar work on this last song, Gemma Star, right?
Yep.
And also the host of the co-creator of the is it not International Music Arts? No.
Institute of Musical Arts.
I
Yep,
never
in
get that right.
Goshen,
I should just say
Massachusetts.
IMA. I can
Yeah.
always get that.
IMA.
But I okay. Yeah, amazing. And what other collaborations? You've already mentioned a couple. Any more?
So we have on my song Baby Child, Tim Palmieri from The Breakfast. He's also in the band Lotus now. If you're into, jam bands, they play a lot at Red Rocks and like big places like that. And he does a really awesome guitar solo on there that I think kind of like helps bring in, the whole sound of what I wanted. So that's something that I'm excited about. Jeff Chen, who's always played cello for me,
Yeah.
he is on here. He actually played the keys on Gemma Star.
Wow.
So because Gemma Star is one of those songs that I prefer to have someone learn the keys from me because I want to get up and I want to dance and I want to walk around. So it's nice to have someone get up and take over that song. So a fun fact, when we were recording that, Jeff got so into the glissandos that when we looked down, there was blood all over the keyboard. Remember?
Oh my.
He was like, "Oh, I was like doing all this," and then he like busted his finger open. So we had some blood on that one. But
And he stuck it out. He's a
Bill
trooper.
Holloman, for horns, he's amazing. He plays with Chic and has for
Oh my.
a very long time. So if you think of Freak Out, you're hearing him play horns.
Oh man.
He also plays for people like Duran Duran, and I'm just lucky that I got into this studio where there are people that he knows. So if I say, "Hey, I really think that this could have this amazing sax solo," I definitely know someone who could do it.
That is helpful. Yeah.
And trying to help me by putting people that, have well-known careers going on and things happening also helped to, get the music out there as well. So
Cool.
I really love Baby Child with Tim Palmieri. I think that's a great one.
That's another one of my favorites because I love your vocals. They're so bold on that song.
Thank you.
I think we should play that one next time.
Sure.
All right. Baby Child by Jennifer Hill. Stay tuned. Number 4.
Hi, this is Paul and Diane with Acousticool, one-of-a-kind live music in Bristol, Connecticut.
And you're listening to Something Different with Mark E. Ramone.
But it's cool, and we're cool, and everything's cool.
It's Jennifer Hill from Jennifer Hill and Company, and you're listening to Something Different with Mark E. Ramone on WECS.
90.1 WECS. Oh, thank you, Bob. 90.1 WECS. Jennifer Hill with, what did we just play? Baby Child.
Baby Child.
I love that song.
Thank you.
Amazing. Briefly, you worked with producer Vic Steffens on this album. Is there a reason why you chose him?
Well, Vic and I was following his stuff online, and I don't know, it was during COVID, and a lot of people were writing some weird stuff online, and him and I always seem to be on the same page. So I started talking to him more, and I don't really even know how we started talking about my music, but we had a phone call, and it was probably like an hour phone call, and we just hit it off. And then I came down to the studio and played couple of songs for him, and he was like, I totally can help you with this vision. Like, I totally, because, you know, like I said, like the horn sections and like certain stand-up bass players and just like some of the sounds, like you can't, like everybody plays a guitar solo different, right? And everyone has a different guitar tone. So it's like we had more than one person try to do some of these guitar parts. But it came down to like, okay, he picked out Tim Palmieri and he just worked perfectly for the sound that I wanted, you know, for Baby Child.
Wow.
And so I feel like between my ideas of what I wanted the songs to sound like, and then his ears of, okay, this would work with this, and then the people that he knew, I think just the two of us coming together was like just awesome. Like it put it all together the way it needed to be.
It seems like, from what I'm hearing throughout this conversation, is that you had very specific ideas of what you wanted, and you found ways to get the collaborators together and direct them, and I'm assuming you're happy with what your final product is, right?
Yeah, I am really happy. I mean, before this, I wasn't as happy when I would go into studios. And I was seeking out someone who wouldn't try to fix things, you know, when they were done. Because for a little bit of time, if I went outside the studio and everything was digital, it would be, oh, that's fine, we'll just fix it like later. And I'm like, no, I'm a vocalist. Like, with Vic, I'll get done with a whole take and I'll know in my mind I think some of it wasn't so great. And I'll be like, how was that? And he'll just go, it was great, do it again. And I have told him before, like, I appreciate that because I want to work my hardest. But I don't want it to be fixed with something like, I don't want auto-tune on my vocals. I don't want those. I want it to have the feeling that it needs. And I mean, even a trick right now of producers is, even if you don't need auto-tune, they'll put a bit of it on it so it sort of smooths over things. Like you're not even a human kind of sound.
Yep.
And like, that's not what I'm looking for. Like, I want you to hear my guts in what I'm singing. And that's what I was going to get from Vic. And I feel like that's what I got.
You can't polish over that, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. I'm glad. I'm so happy that it worked out for you. It definitely flows, the whole album. It doesn't feel like it's been piecemealed together. And like you said, it's taken many years to put this together. It feels like it was all done recently in one shot, basically, and it flows, and I love it. And I'm happy that, you know, you focused on this and got to accomplish this this album.
Yeah. I mean, it was a long time coming. And there was a lot of things, like we were talking about SWAN. Once SWAN Day CT got as big as it did, it would be a whole year of my life. And then the next year would roll in, and then the next year. And as it would get bigger, so would my responsibilities. So the fact that I'm able to put, 17 bands on 5 different press circuits, and they're all going all over the place. At the same time, I wasn't able to keep up with the stuff for myself because I wanted to have a successful show. I wanted everything that I wanted for everybody else to happen. And, even with COVID, I still didn't give up. I was like, we're going to do, a festival that is just with people tuning in. And now I can have my friend from Kenya play, my friend from Colorado. And then I started grabbing people from all over the world, basically, to perform at SWAN. Then brought it back a little smaller. And then I said to myself, you know what? You're going to lose what you need to do. And there's something that you've been needing to do for a while, and it was get this album out.
Yep.
And I'm glad that it's coming out the way it is, because there's a lot more music in me, and I have so many different things. Like, Murderous Chanteuse is very pop electro, but this is one that started when I had my daughter, and it's been sort of going on with my life. And the last song, I don't know if you've noticed, but the last song is a Madonna song.
Really?
Yes. And I don't know how many people have noticed that.
Not me.
But it is a Madonna song. And the reason it's on there is because she was somebody that made me be a strong person in music, because there were not very many women that were allowed to dictate their career and what was going on.
Madonna did.
And she did, and she still continues to. But at the same time, Madonna was going with Justify My Love and like dealing with all of that stuff in the press, like about her being a bad person or whatever. At the same time, I dealt with, a trauma and tragedy that occurred to me when I was 13, but that was the same time. So it was either go to school and hide myself every day because something bad happened, or what would Madonna do? Which is now on my wrist forever. What would Madonna do? Because Madonna wouldn't let anybody take her down because something happened. So every day that I went into school and people pretended to shoot at me or whatever they did to like re-traumatize me every day, I just was like, whatever. Like, I'm Madonna. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing and get through it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'll wrap this up. So she worked really hard. People talked crap about her all the time. And then along came Evita. And certain people did not want her to sing that. Patti LuPone, number one, didn't want her to sing Evita because that's my rule. And how dare you? You're a pop singer. Well, she said, okay, let me go fix this voice. Let me take some voice lessons. Let me learn control. And Madonna's albums after Evita became so much more strong with her vocals because she chose to fight that fight as well. So that song is from that time. And the song says, all on my own. I can do anything. Like, I can do anything at all. I will survive. I will stay alive all by myself. Wow. And so that's what the end of this is in the end, no matter what, I'm still going to be here. So if everything else falls down apart behind me and I have to burn it to the ground, I'll still be here.
What a great way to close the album, huh?
Yeah.
Awesome.
One thing, too, we forgot to shout out to Sketch.
Oh, yeah.
Also on Hearts, who...
Sketch, my friend Sketch. He is a very well-known rapper in the area, Sketch the Cataclysm.
Oh, right. Which song is he on?
He's on Hearts.
Yes, okay.
And
Yep.
I mean, that is a heartfelt rap that he put on there. And I feel like it added to that song having the depth that I wanted it to have.
Yep.
And some people are like, whoa, I'm listening to your album, and then all of a sudden I got to the song where they're like, there's this amazing rapper. And I'm like, yeah, because I don't write one genre. So I had to pull that in. And the song is called Hearts. So how could I leave it out of Love Bomb? Like, I couldn't.
Oh, amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, you can probably stream it and purchase it in many places, right? And you're going to be performing at the Lost Arts,
at the Lost Language. Yep,
Brewing in Parkville, Hartford, coming up next Saturday.
Yep, next Saturday we're on at 6.
All right. I want to get this in real quick. I promised you we'll play a game.
Oh, yeah.
So here's the game called Lyrical Ponderings.
Oh, no.
I'm going to give you a song title.
Okay.
The song title is in the form of a question.
Okay.
You can tell me who sang the song or answer the question.
Okay.
Give me a number between 1 and 201.
13.
13. Here we go. Where did our love go?
Well, I don't know, Mark. I mean, we've been close.
It's in the album, Mark.
Where?
Where did our love go? I know who it is.
Go ahead, say it.
It's oh God. I know who it is. Why am I?
Yeah, it's on the tip of your tongue.
3 women.
Okay.
Diana Ross is one of them.
That is true.
Oh my God, why can I not remember their name right now of all times? Somebody give it to me right now. Oh my God.
Can I buy a vowel, please?
No, you know who it is. Why am I forgetting their name? It's like punching me in the face because I know exactly who it is.
No, not
The Supremes.
Okay.
The
Yes.
Supremes, there you go. See, I knew you'd get it.
I knew the song right away.
I told them earlier that
Where
there's like a
did our love
10%
go?
success rate on this game. And
Let's go 88.
no, 88. Here we go.
That's my lucky number.
Watch it be a drum song. Will you still love me?
Tomorrow.
Carole King, one of my favorites.
No.
Oh.
I don't know if it's the same. Maybe it's a
Is
no.
that the Will You Still
Carole King wrote that.
I'll give you credit if she did.
I
no,
know.
I'm taking your word for it. I'm saying, but there's another. I don't know. There's another group. Maybe they covered it or just had a different song with the same title.
Oh no.
I've noticed that I came up once.
Well, because Carol wrote for the Brill Building, so she wrote a lot.
That song?
What was not the Rat Pack? What are they called? That group of writers?
Oh.
She was from the Brill Building. Her and her husband wrote like so many songs together.
But the Wrecking Crew.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what it was.
Yep.
All right.
Tonight you're mine. She wrote that song.
So this is also.
But who sang it?
Chicago.
Oh. But is that the same song?
In 1986.
Or is it a different song with the same name?
I'm going to have to look it up now.
Because I feel like Chicago wouldn't have done Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow the same way.
I don't think they would have covered it, no.
No.
Because they had amazing original songs. Also original songs by Jennifer Hill on the new album Love Bomb. Many originals. Yep. And just that one cover of Madonna song?
Just one cover. I just wanted to end it with, someone who kind of doesn't know they were there beside my side the whole time. But, sometimes when you need a higher power, mine just happened to be Madonna.
Well, that's cool. Maybe one day you'll get a response from Madonna herself.
I would love that. I mean, I did pay you for, for being able to put that thing on the album. So you did make something off of it.
Jennifer Hill, thank you so much for coming down. I wish we had more time. Bob, thank you. It's always good to hang out with you, dude. I'll leave the Swan Days. We'll all be hanging out there together.
Speaking out of there.
Just to clear our heads.
Yeah. Well, those days aren't over because there's a lot of us girls that still talk to each other. And I mean, we could do
never
something.
Say never.
Yeah, we never say die.
Awesome. Thank you, Jennifer.
You're welcome.